Welcome to the NLP Master Trainer Overview. And I'm Will Horton, Dr. Will Horton. I'm considered one of the world's leading NLP trainers. I'm one of the few licensed psychologists that's an NLP trainer and hypnosis trainer. And as some of you know, I'm an author, martial artist, and also pretty much an actor. That's what I do, other than the NLP and the training. And yes, I still do clinical work. So you could rest assured this is not theory, it's real. So let's just begin to jump in and think about secret steps to NLP mastery. What would happen if you could become an NLP master trainer now? And when I mean now, at least start the process very soon. Because really, you know, what we need are leaders in the field. Would you like to be one of those select few that are not only leading the field, but shaping the future of NLP? You know, we always talk about where's the field going, what's happening. Well, if you want to be one of those leaders that affect a drastic positive impact, you have to be involved in a position of leadership. And the only place to do that is really when you start training trainers. And I'll get to why that is in a moment. But it's no secret that there is a need for highly skilled, expertly trained master trainers to take NLP and our NFNLP methodology, which is simple, fast, and to the point, or street smart NLP. And these master trainers will train the new NLP trainers. And this is what happens. Once you make the better trainers, they make better practitioners. They make better examples of what we do into the real world. And so now it's finally time for that new level of cutting edge NLP and waking hypnosis trainers to come forward and step up. And really what happens, it's all about bad trainers. And most of these problems can be traced to bad or ineffective trainers. And there's some reason. Well, they were trained only by someone that really is theory-based. They had no real-world experience. You know, they got into the field, and then a year later, 6 months later, they're an NLP trainer. They haven't had hundreds of hours of clinical experience. They haven't really done it. It's kind of like going down the path of what happened in psychology when all of a sudden you had graduate students teaching, you know, the freshmen and the sophomores in college, and all they did was graduate the year before with their degree, and now they're teaching, right? So there's no useful applications because they haven't done it yet. And a lot of the NLP trainers have no real self-growth built into their training. So while you're training people, you're also building them up, right? And if you don't know that, you don't know how to do that, it makes for ineffective trainers. And also bad trainers end up only trying to create little clones, right? Also, you know, they can't transfer the information. And basically, they don't know how to teach to multiple levels of consciousness. And they really don't understand covert skills. So why doesn't this work? Well, many trainers start too complex, right, at every level, right? And that's to try to appear smart. And this has to do with the incorrect use of humor. Humor is wonderful. It does a lot of things that I teach in my trainers training, but incorrect doesn't work. A lot of the trainers really don't understand modeling. They can teach it in a very basic manner, a very, you know, primitive way, but they don't understand higher level modeling. And this has to do with not understanding conscious, subconscious teaching. And of course, a lot of the trainers don't use NLP to teach NLP. They're not constantly doing the waking hypnosis, the covert techniques. And then they have no clue on real world applications, so they can't make the applications real when they're teaching it because they don't have real experience. And then of course, many trainers withhold information, again, going back to trying to appear smart or afraid that their students will know more than them. Also, more why it doesn't work. Very few have the training and experience to develop master trainers. Master trainers have to create their own style. And that means also that when you're training trainers, you're letting your trainers develop their own style. You know, most trainers just try to create clones. You do it X, Y, and Z. It's just like me. Well, that doesn't work when you get to the next level. Master trainers, like a master film director or theater director, you know, they don't ask an actor to clone another person's performance. Doesn't work. You know, then they're just mimicking. They're not acting. They're not being real. And a true master trainer understands, especially at the level where you're creating trainers, that their style and technique and everything's going to be much different than yours. And you have to be able to mold that. And most people don't know how to do that. And then I honestly think this is where my theater experience comes in, directing plays, co-directing these little filmettes or whatever they're called, and that you have to give the person where they're at, train them up, because they're going to give their own unique thing. And again, just as filmmakers create these positive emotional responses with the use of color, mood, tone, music, or a singer uses their voice, writers use the written world, master trainers can touch people at subconscious level with their training and presentation, but bring out in your people the best in them. So the first thing you have to remember is, master NLP training, I guess it's step one, is when you're training someone in basic NLP. Really, it's pretty easy to do. You're operating, you have to be one level ahead of your audience, right? That's it, right? You're basically tracking two levels of thought, what you're teaching and where your students are. It's pretty easy. That part's that. Now, most people are happy here, and it's easier to train people to do this, like train basic NLP or basic hypnosis, because it's basically demonstrated, explain again, but unless you have real world experience, you're not giving real world knowledge and background and all that. So it's kind of interesting is all I'm saying. And you're having fun with it, right? Step two, to train master NLP, you have to operate on two levels and track multiple levels of consciousness and still keep ahead of your students who should have a solid knowledge of NLP, right? At the basic level, they don't know anything. They don't know what they don't know. But now when you step into the master level, they have reference, they have training, they have experience. You have to be able to mold that, right? Because they're coming from the basic, now they're doing the master. It's harder to do, but it's the start of multi-conscious training. Also, now this is when you begin to teach more of the attitude and the outlook and what you want, right, in the people, right? Some can teach this, but most just kind of replay the basic, right? Now, to train trainers, step three of NLP and hypnosis. Basically, if you're training people to go train people, this is different. You're training basic and master, they're just going to go do it for clients. You're training trainers of NLP or hypnosis, they're going to train people to go do the NLP and the hypnosis. So you have to do all of the above, be ahead of your students, know what's going on, have real world training, and install the mindset needed to be a successful leader of leaders, right? This is the hard part. You have to be comfortable with the inner workings of NLP and hypnosis, as your students are already at the master level, and they may already be teachers, right? This is true multi-level teaching. Very few understand this. They'll give it lip service, but when you watch them teach, they're really not doing it, right? And also you have to be able to bring out the best in the people that you're training. And lastly, master trainers need to operate a level at one level above everything at all times. So you're tracking many different things at the trainer level. How are they using space and timing and all this other stuff? What are their outlooks, attitudes, and intentions where they're at? And what outlooks, attitudes, intentions are you modeling for your people to learn? So you need to be able to track true multi-levels of consciousness and multi-levels of trainings and install these, with the skilled use of waking hypnosis metaphors while teaching at a conscious skill set level. This is where you really up your game. And to do this, you have to look inside. You have to do an honest self-assessment. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you avoid? Right? I'm trying to do some different things in different formats now. And I had to do a self-assessment because I got some feedback on what I was doing. First, my defenses went up and basically like, don't you know who I am? And this and this. But you know what? I want to play in their pond. I have to learn their skills, right? I have to do what they're doing. Kind of like, after doing basically no film work in theater or acting, like for a decade or more, I had the opportunity to do some film work. And I'm like, I'm behind the curve. So I had to go take a acting class for film. It's much different than acting on the stage. It's the same skills, but presented differently. Just like, doing NLP and teaching NLP, it's the same skills, but you have to know how to do it differently. Well, I had to do a self-assessment. I know what my strengths are. I can develop a character. I understand timing and pacing. I understand all that. And I think I'm very good at all that. But what are my weaknesses? Well, in this one, because I do stage and because I'm a trainer, I'm big. I make big gestures. I use a big voice. It's stage. It's what I do. But when you step into a film world, when I say smaller, it's more compact because you're acting for the camera, right? And little things you have to develop, and that's my weakness. I had to admit my weaknesses, and then realize this is what I avoid, right? And then realize when you really learn it, you can jump back and forth. I could step on stage, be big. I could step in front of a camera, tighten it up, and be small. Just look at the acting world. Not every actor can do film and stage, right? Usually they say once you get good at stage, it's easier to step into film and then step back. But a lot of people don't like it because, film is much more intimate. That's like working with a client. It's intimate. It's customized. When you start training, you have to be bigger. You have to be broader. You have to understand many different things and track different things. So you have to take the time to work on yourself and your skills. And a secret aspect, of course, if you really want to take it to the next level, you have to learn covert and conversational hypnosis. And you have to add this to your skill set. Work with your clients first, and then add it when you start doing the trainings. And it's really better if you add a mentor and a coach because you need outside insight. You can't judge a show from the inside. You can't direct. It's very hard. I can't say you can't. It's hard to direct a play and be in the play because you don't have a clean eye. You get blind. You need a judge, right? So you need to learn these things. And this is what an outside mentor and coach can do. It gives, I just did it with someone this morning before this call with a client. And basically, she needed a clean eye. She was in the forest. She couldn't see the trees, and really, she thanked me for my insight and all that. I'm basically, I'm just listening to the president. I'm like, no, you need to back up and do this, this, and this. I have a clean eye. I also have no vested interest in what she's vested her interest in. I just gave a different viewpoint, right? And of course, I was doing the covert and waking hypnosis techniques with her as I was doing this, right? Because it's part of her coaching. So the easy way, you could put it together and grow. So first of all, you have to have the result of understanding conscious and subconscious insight. Number two, you need to be in a safe place to grow. So you get feedback, you can implement the feedback and practice it. You need to be able to pick good role models. You need to implement the steps. You need to understand and master covert and conversational hypnosis and NLP. So, introducing Master NLP Trainer 2015. This is the first with a home option. People have asked because sometimes it's hard to get to when I'm doing a live master trainer, whether here in the States. Of course, I know some parts of the world have trouble getting to the States, and also the cost involved when you got to fly, wherever you got to fly, stay in a hotel, be gone for a week, and do all that. I've been asked to do a home option for a long time. I'm going to do that now. And this will be a one-time offer. You get a downloadable version of the Basic Master and Trainer. You'll get a downloadable version of the Master Trainer. It's being edited now. You'll also get the Secret Mind Control course, so you can begin to apply that. So what you will learn? Well, you'll grow your skills and abilities to levels of excellence in your storytelling and waking hypnosis that'll blow your mind. Basically, you'll learn to use whatever attitude, states, or responses that come from your audience and your future trainers and use them as examples and metaphors of what you're trying to teach or accomplish so you can have your group experience them, right? You'll grasp true subconscious relationship between teaching and learning. And if you do this, of course, your audience will think you're a genius. You have to break whatever fears that stopped you from your true growth as a trainer. How to use nested loops in your waking hypnosis. You'll learn how to take the fearful and stressful and turn them into things that are useful. So usually, when I teach the Master Trainer, it's priced out at $39.70, $39.95. I'll be offering it for $19.95. And you get all of the above, the downloadable courses to review. Of course, after you go through it, you'll go back and watch and go, oh, I see what they're doing here. I see what he's doing there, yada, yada, yada. So it's a one-time offer. You'll get the downloadable basic NLP to review, and then take the secret mind control, conversational and covert hypnosis. These prices won't be repeated. And then you'll be able to audit the next live class. It's looking like Hong Kong in the fall. I'm not sure when, but Hong Kong in the fall. That's tentatively scheduled. So you need to sign up now, which is at NFNLP, and you'll get more details as time goes on. Basically you're going to have to apply for admission, because not everyone will be allowed in. You have a decision to make, but I believe this is the best NLP course on training in it ever, because it's different, because it's based in new material, new research, and 30 years of experience doing it, and over 20, 25 years training. And you can bring your issues and get them resolved. So whatever holding you back, we work on that to get them there. And if you don't have this course, of course, you stay stuck. And you can get started at home. And it's an easy decision. You save over $3,000 with everything that you're getting free, right? And because I want people to help shape the field of NLP. And we need people at the cutting edge ready to take it there. So to do this, you have to join a group of high achievers. So without the master trainer, you stay stuck. No true mastery, no elite skills, no mentoring, no outside help. With it, you get mastery, growth, you get unstuck, you get personal growth, rapid breakthrough, mentoring, you get different role models, and you have fun. So you can go to NFNLP and secure your spot, or contact me at drwillhorton@gmail.com to plan your breakthrough. So you want to sign up or contact me now to start on your road to mastery and join me on this wonderful journey. So let's shape the world of NLP together. So go ahead and either call, and we'll probably play phone tag, 941-408-8551, or contact me at nfnlp.com. It gives the contact info, or always at drwillhorton@gmail.com to start the application process, because again, not everyone will be accepted. I really want to shape the field of NLP in a new way. I don't like the way it's going, and so I can either continue to, sit on my couch and be these people that complain about the world, or you can be one of the people that grasp it and actually begin to shape the world. So I hope you join me as we trudge the road to happy destiny. So I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be a part of you and listening to this, and just give it some thought. And more information will be revealed soon. Look on Facebook and in your emails. So I'll give more information, or contact me so we can start the process.